Due to popular demand, we are doing a lore dive on Iron Lung. It is a video game that Markiplier adapted into a movie. I did not watch the movie yet. I was told to do a lore dive on it first. So, this is where we're at. Every day here on Taku, we do another lore dive. For those of you that are unaware, that includes video games, anime, obscure, random, cringe, mythologies, religions, history. All the lore happens here. One react a day. Definitely subscribe. All right, let's see what we got.
A convict is sent on a mission to explore
bro.
certain points of interest beneath a trench in a blood ocean discovered in a strange moon deep in space. The convict,
pretty classic so far. All right, whatever.
Being the protagonist of the story,
I'm gonna call him Mark.
Full well this is his execution, makes peace with his fate, discovering unimaginable things beneath this strange trench, which he could not imagine in his worst nightmares. Hi folks, I'm R, and welcome to a story which combines claustrophobia and thalassophobia together to
Man, I love claustrophobia. Reminds me of my dad for some reason.
Present to you a game made in hell. And just when you thought Fear of Oceans is not already bad enough, the game doubled down.
Fear of Oceans is for pussies. Okay, I'm just gonna say it. I know that's a hot take because a lot of people are scared of oceans. It's for pussies. Just because it's this vast, nebulous, uncharted territory that's so much larger and greater than anything that we have on our planet, both width-wise and depth-wise, containing horrors, mysteries, and history, the likes of which we have no possible fear. Okay, I understand the fear of oceans now.
With making the ocean made out of blood.
Alright, that's just edginess. Alright, come on.
This game tormenting enough to slightly pique your interest. Keep in mind that there will be spoilers.
Alright, good.
With that said,
that's right.
Let's dive in.
That's how we do lore dives here. Every single video game's lore will be reacted to here. I don't know, man. I'm getting mouth-washing vibes already. I don't know.
No pun intended.
Bro, what is this? What is this?
In a terrifying event known as the Quiet Rapture, all known stars and habitable planets vanished suddenly, only having those left in space stations and starships bewildered, desperately...
Okay, that might be the worst setting of all time. I've heard some bad settings before, but all habitable planets, poof, gone? Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Looking for a new home to settle in or extract resources from. Searching endlessly, with supplies almost running out, the survivors find a strange moon containing an ocean of blood, an anomaly in space. The protagonist, a convict of unknown crimes, is sentenced to explore this anomaly, as no one willingly would dare to step foot in this place, or should I say, take a dip. Who is trapped
Oh, the submarine is named Iron Lung.
Inside a makeshift submarine nicknamed as Iron Lung. The submarine is not designed for such depths the convict is supposed to explore, with his front window being closed shut. There was no time for training the convict.
Bro, so literally what is like the job? Like if you're in this little bucket and it's closed, like what are you supposed to do over there?
To a seemingly death mission for survivors desperate for any supplies, with the convict only able to earn his freedom if successful. The convict in the claustrophobic Iron Lung, not meant for such depth, is sent to the bottom of the blood-red ocean with the window sealed shut. The signal is subsequently interrupted, with the person monitoring the submarine fully losing the signal and instructing the convict...
Bro, lost in some random fucking blood ocean on some inhabitable moon at the bottom of an ocean. It's the worst shit in the universe. Listen, man, I'm actually not a big fan of claustrophobia, personally. Look, and you don't need to hear the random Nux lore for that. All right, I'll give it to you anyway. In a nutshell, my grandmother is a Holocaust survivor, and she survived by basically living in a pit for 2.5 years. And I grew up on her telling me her story again and again and again and again and again. You know, while, you know, Nazis were trying to find her, and she was hiding in a pit, you know, too shallow to even sit up, and she would, like, hear them marching around and asking the Polish family that hid her, asking them if there were any Jews on the premises. You know, so quite literally, yeah, so she was mega claustrophobic after all that. And she kind of trained me in the art of claustrophobia. So, I don't know, man. I'm really glad I didn't play this game and we're doing the lore like this, or I would explode.
That he's on his own, wishing him good.
Bet you didn't expect for that Nux lore, huh? 2-for-1 lore day here on the Taku channel.
Good luck, as he will need a lot of it. Presumably the convict was sentenced to death, with them only able to redeem himself if surviving this mission
Alright, so
and
how's he
coming
gonna get
back
out?
with useful findings. As
Is he
this
gonna get out?
mission seems like a death sentence itself,
Yeah.
with barely any chance of him surviving, being put in a flimsy submarine not meant for such expeditions.
Cruising depth in
So how do you
roughly
get
40
out?
seconds.
How do you even try to get out?
I'm seeing some voltage irregularities in the instruments, so keep an eye out for sparks or flames or anything like that.
Bro, so you just sit there? That's the gameplay? You sit in a submarine forever until you slowly die? Oh my
Seeing
God.
maximum depth.
And then Markiplier's like, this is the video game I'm gonna adapt. Hell yeah, dude.
The hull's feeling it, but it's still holding strong.
Oh my God.
Closing porthole shielding.
Alright. That's nice.
We're starting to lose radio signal. You'll be at cruise depth soon, so receive and be careful. You're on your own. Good.
Oh shit.
The written instructions
Yeah, that
left for
sucks,
the
dude.
convict indicate that the survivors found a fourth ocean on the anomaly moon
That's nice.
85, which is a mysterious trench deep beneath the surface, with the survivors wanting to explore it and discover if it has anything of importance. Unable to use the window to navigate.
See, this is why it's always nice to have, like, convicts that, like, deserve the death penalty. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would fully support taking every guy that's implicated for raping children on Epstein's Island, all right, and putting them in, like, an iron lung, all right, for the betterment of mankind. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, like, purely altruistically for the benefit of man. I say we put them each in, like, an iron lung and drop them somewhere else. You know, I feel like this is just a good use of resources. Why kill this guy if he could be, like, your actual meat shield slave? Listen, man, I'm just being utilitarian about it, all right? The world is collapsing. All the habitable planets are gone. This seems moral, all right? This seems ethical.
Due to being too deep in the blood ocean, way lower than what the submarine is intended for. With the window possibly not able to withstand the water pressure,
That
the
sucks.
convict is only left with an exterior camera and proximity indicators to navigate his way in
Oh,
this
at least he could drive. At least it's not just, like, stuck at the bottom of the ocean.
terrifying trench, a place which seems to be barren despite its vast blood ocean. The convict is simply tasked with photographing points of interest in the trench. To compromise for the extreme conditions beneath the trench, the camera only provides black and white images
Great.
with low resolution that
Oh,
require
great. Wow.
interpretation, similar to how X-rays look like, or at least to some degree. Using the map given to the convict with specific coordinates for points of interest to be
Does he
photographed.
just need to drive over the submarine to these spots, take a picture, and then they're going to get you out? All right, whatever.
He blindfoldedly directs the submarine,
sense, Paige.
observing creepy photographs of the bottom
What's
of
wrong
the
with that?
trench, with
Not so
strange
bad.
looking trees and properties, with nothing live to be seen, no creature,
Look,
no
man, no creature is a W. All right? No creature is the best news ever.
fish, and no monster, at
That's good.
least for now. As he thinks, what sort of creature would be able to live in these
Exactly.
conditions? Avoiding some
Exactly, bro. Why are you so scared? You're literally in the ultimate shithole. Nothing would survive here. Probably.
cliff walls, using the proximity indicators, using photographs to see how they look like. Alongside some leafless and dead trees, the convict manages to pass a few points of interest when the oxygen levels in the submarine drop 1 bar.
Oof. Yeah, no, actual nightmare shit. I'm being jovial about it, but this is soul crushing. All right, you're literally faced with the unknown. You're also on a time clock, and also literally no one cares if you die. It is the worst possible situation of all time. Actually soul crushing.
Exploring the wide part of the trench with not many walls around, and photographs confirming that the submarine is in the void. The proximity indicator on the site gets heavily triggered suddenly, as if something is close
Oh
by.
my god.
Observing the
But
photograph
nothing could live here, right, dude? But nothing
as the
could live
result,
here.
nothing is seen when the indicator stops being triggered, as if something approached the submarine and then quickly left. Maybe a fish or an entity.
Maybe it was a bug.
Unsure to what approach.
Maybe it was a mistake. Maybe it was like an error. Look at this. He's in a fucking iron lung, all right? Maybe there was a mistake on the gator.
the submarine and quickly left. The convict, in hopes of gaining his freedom, continues on his doomed expedition. Taking some more photographs, a giant monstrous fish appears.
That looks pretty fish-like.
Before
Could be like a weird rock formation, though.
Appearing on the second photograph, making the convict question his own sanity.
Yeah, that's another element to all this, right? Like, I'm memeing about maybe the blip on the radar wasn't real. Maybe the photo was just a rock formation. But, like, the other level to this is this guy's losing his mind, all right? For all he knows, he doesn't know. He doesn't know what's real. Dude, this is every single layer of horror on top of each other. All right, now I get why Markiplier did it. Because he gets to act like a schizo for the entire movie. I'm definitely watching this movie. It's going to be amazing.
If there's an actual living
I'm so proud of him, by the way. I know that this is not really the place. This is a lore dive, but I'm so proud that Markiplier branched out from being generic YouTuber and made something amazing, and it became the #1 movie in America for at least a day. Honestly, incredible stuff. Nothing but shout-outs and congrats to that guy.
monster down there. Observing some more photographs, the
that's
submarine
dead.
reaches
Look,
the
it's a dead thing. That's bones.
remains of a gigantic sea creature.
That's bones. It's dead, though, all right? The Jews put it there to trick Candace Owens.
With its bones only observable, depicting how there must have been living creatures here before.
Yeah, but this could be like 1 billion years old, okay? It's in a blood ocean, guy. Chill.
Or even possibly,
Chill.
there still are some gigantic sea creatures
Stop coping. I am not coping. I'm hoping.
roaming around. With only a few more points of interest left to explore, the submarine starts to show signs of damage, with pipes starting to leak gas. With time being more precious than ever, the convict doesn't waste any time to quickly get to the other points of interest and leave this isolated place. A place which could lead to the worst type of death imaginable.
I mean, this looks like Doom.
Stuck in a submarine at the bottom of an unknown trench under an anomaly moon, possibly stalked by a monster, left to die due to suffocation in an agonizing manner. Soon, a fire...
Yeah, suicide is sounding better and better, not gonna lie. Like, I know you're not allowed to say shit like that on YouTube, but like, dude, if I was in that spot, I don't know, bro.
starts to be ignited in the submarine.
What I mean to say is, I would just do the thing, alright? I would go as far as I can, and if it happens, it happens. That's what I like to tell myself anyway.
Something that is a sign of malfunction in there. As the convict
You don't say. The whole place is on fire. A sign of malfunction.
starts to lose hope, extinguishing the fire, knowing that this will be possibly his end, he writes a note, not that it will be recovered.
Yeah, one of the main issues with fire in a submarine is it also sucks out the oxygen way faster. Like, that's another really really fundamental issue here. This is not an expedition, it's an execution. When they put you in here, they don't want you to return. Even if you do, and even if they keep their promises, what freedom awaits you? A few dying ships in a sea of dead stars. If there is still hope, it lies beyond the veil. Oh my god. Oh my god, actual hopelessness. Hope in this void is an illusionary as the starlight. I will choose to breathe my last tear at the bottom of an ocean, unseen, unheard, uncontrolled. They will get their execution. I will get my freedom. Oh my god! That is dark as balls.
And read by others, but to soothe his isolation and negative thoughts, to comfort himself with the thought
writing this will over here that no one will ever read.
of death.
This is not an expedition. It is an execution.
Oh boy.
When they patch you in here, they then want you to return. And even if they do, and even if they keep their promises, what freedom waits for you? A few dying ships in a sea of dead stars? If there is still hope, it lies behind the veil. Hope in this void is as illusionary as the starlight. I will choose to breathe my last tear at the bottom of an ocean, unseen and heard and uncontrolled. They will get their execution, and I shall get my freedom.
God damn.
He explains in the note how this is not truly an expedition, but a severe and cruel execution, as this is seemingly a one-way trip. The convict ponders the slim chance
But
of
have you considered that the convict was on Epstein's island, though? Like, would that change this entire, like, perspective for you for, like, this entire story?
survival and how...
Like, what if the guy deserved it?
It is more grim than dying alone here in the Iron Lung. He thinks how it is more miserable to get out of this alive, just to go back to Starship stranded in
To
the...
be fair, I mean, even if he gets out of this alive, what's stopping them from putting him in another situation like this that'll kill him next time? Like, no, the absolute hopelessness, add that to the claustrophobia and the unknown and everything else. Wow, terrifying.
The middle of a barren space with no habitable planet, just left to die slowly with no hope of survival, spending every second to find any supply possible. The convict accepts
I
his
wonder if
fate.
there's like a deeper lore as to why all these planets vanished and like what got us here. You know, why he was really sent there. Like, I wonder if there's another layer to it that this video isn't getting to that's somehow more obscure.
That he will die in the submarine, which is slowly breaking down, with this being the execution that the survivors want, and that it will also be his freedom, as he won't have to be stuck in another vessel, stuck in another void, being the empty space after the Quiet Rapture. Hearing strange noises and sounds, the convict continues on his journey, while the submarine shows more signs of dilapidation and falling apart.
Oh my god.
Trying to explore the last point of interest with the oxygen levels at critical levels, the convict hears a loud bang on his submarine.
Oh
taking
my
him
god, that's
out of
terrifying.
course. At this point, he becomes paranoid that some sort of entity is outside Iron Lung, stalking him and possibly looking for its next meal. Taking a photograph, the
Oh my, that's big. That's a big lizard, big slizzard. Yeah, that's the thumbnail of the Pyrocynical video that I saw in my recommended. I didn't even realize that was Iron Lung, but like, yeah, now I get it. Oh my god, that is horrifying. It just watches you.
convict observes in horror a large eye
Yeah,
looking
that's
directly
terrifying.
at the camera, being a gigantic live sea creature, something the convict was not expecting at all. Traversing a little further, the monster seems to leave the submarine, with the convict getting back on his course to explore the last point of interest. Approaching the point, the submarine starts to leak in the blood, with the conditions becoming critical,
Yeah, that's
with the
yucky.
convict's
That's a bit yucky.
predictions almost coming true. As the convict tries to take a photograph, the monster that was seemingly
Oh my god, dude.
stuck in the submarine
Absolutely. Like, imagine just being trapped in this little box. All right, you have basically no hope, and then this.
finally breaks through
Oh
and
my
seemingly
God.
consumes the protagonist
Bro! It's a nightmare. It just kills you at the end of all this.
in a brutal manner. Subsequently, the survivors only managed to find parts of the SM-13, the camera, scattered at the bottom of the trench. They don't manage to recover any photographs, and the submarine is also unrecoverable.
Oh my god. Dying not only a hopeless death that doesn't even help your fellow man. That's a nightmare. The absolute horror. The futility of your life.
At that point, the survivors still hope for survival when the story comes to an abrupt end. This shows the brutal fate of the unnamed
Holy
protagonist,
shit.
who's convicted of unknown crimes, sent to his death in a submarine that is not meant for such expeditions. This shows the cruelty the survivors show to this presumable convict, as they are in desperate times, looking for any way to find supplies and survive just one more day. Although seeming civilized at this point, it wouldn't take long for the survivors to turn against each other and think selfishly only about themselves. That's it for this video, folks. If you enjoyed it,
Oh my god, and that's how it ends! Yeah, this is dark as fuck, man. It really is. It's the complete and utter hopelessness that's just sending me right now. No, this was really good. I'll definitely put it on the gigantic lore tier list at the end of the year if we do another one of those like last year. And ultimately, this was really good. I guess I get why Markiplier's adapting this. Like, to be fair, this is the kind of thing that is sort of open to interpretation. I guess from the perspective of the protagonist. This story really ultimately isn't so much about the expedition as much as about the dilapidation of all form of hope in the mind of this guy. Dude, absolutely terrifying. Yeah, Holy shit. This was crazy. I'm happy we did this. Thanks so much for the recommendation, guys, and I'll let you know if I like the Iron Lung movie once I get around to watching that. Thanks so much. Daily lore videos here on the Nux Taku channel. Every day, more lore. See you in the next one. Bye.